Stay tuned for today's episode of Breaking the Biz, an informative podcast where we dive into the world of entertainment by interviewing seasoned professionals who have made their mark in the industry. Gain invaluable insights as they share their personal journeys, offering advice on navigating the dynamic landscape of the entertainment industry. Whether you're an aspiring actor, musician, filmmaker, author, animator, or any creative soul, tune in for expert career guidance, insider tips, and first-hand accounts on breaking into the entertainment industry. Get ready to unlock the secrets behind successful careers and fuel your own passion for the limelight. Please remember to like this video and to subscribe to our channels for more great conversations.
Greetings from Breaking the Biz, brought to you by Yes I Can Unity through Music and Education. I'm William Felber, your navigator through the intriguing universe of the entertainment industry, as revealed by the visionaries and creators who bring it to life. Stay tuned as we delve into diverse insights from the forefront of entertainment, hearing from pioneers, creators, and agents of change. Prepare for a journey filled with tales of innovation, resilience, and the undying quest for artistic brilliance.
Welcome, everyone, to Breaking the Biz. We've got a great guest with us. We have Josh Olufemii, who is a filmmaker, a digital media mastermind. He is an educator, a little bit of everything. A Nigerian-American filmmaker, educator based in Melbourne, Australia. Creator behind Olufemii YouTube channel, followed over 500,000 filmmakers and editors worldwide with more than 32 million views. You don't just get 32 million views just putting out blah. You got to be putting out some quality content. His content makes high-level Adobe Creative Cloud workflows approachable, helping creators turn complex ideas into standout visuals with speed and style. We're going to get into looking at some of your reels and how you kind of present yourself. I was even looking at your Instagram, which is just very clean, a very clean profile that makes you just want to kind of search a little bit more. But I want to go way back. When did you know that you had kind of a gift behind the camera or an eye, so to speak?
Awesome. What's up, guys? I'll try to make this interesting and not linger too much. But I started video production like my last year of high school. This was years ago. This is like 2006. So it was a whole different world back then as far as just even the equipment and the what you were able to buy as a kid and use as far as post-production video editing, as far as like shooting. And thought I was going to be in engineering college. Ended up kind of failing that first year of college. Moved over to a marketing major, and that gave me a lot of access to video production in that whole world. I don't know how old you guys are, but if you guys remember flash mobbing was like huge, like 20 years ago, 15 years, something like that. Me and my bro actually brought flash mobbing to the West Coast. So we had like thousands of people. It was like this went viral. It was crazy. It was really big in New York and Europe. And kind of being one of the people that kind of produced that and started that fad over on this side of the country, it got me into like, using video as a way of marketing events and making each event bigger, making highlight videos, all stuff that's like really normal stuff now, but it was very new as far as even like uploading stuff to YouTube to like, top of funnel marketing. It was crazy. It was an interesting time. And that led to everything else.
I want to hear about it. Like, so first of all, the flash mob. So you capture that and you follow that hype because that you're a pioneer, so to speak, right? Like you do capture that. And so that type of, energy. From there, what comes next for you? Are you, because I when I was going through, I saw on your reel, how to, do music videos and how to do that at a filming your own music video, right? Like Did you go into music videos? And one thing I just
Music
want to
videos.
commend you on, Josh, I love how you said, I went to college, did this, failed in that, and which led me to this. I can't tell you how many times people, if you go to college, that's what college is for, man. You go and it doesn't work, flip to what excites you, right? Like you don't have to stay in something that's not going to work for you. And that's the best part about career exploration in college. So I love that you were able to find and open a door to something that obviously has led you to so much success. So, but what comes next after you gain that momentum?
Yeah, like social engineering and video production is kind of where that kind of meshed. I was up in Portland when I was going to school. Came back down to Los Angeles where I was living, where I grew up after I graduated. Got really into music videos. Like loved music videos. Matt Alonso, who he was one of my idols, and so we met back then. I got a teaching job at Santa Barbara City College. I guess you guys know where that is. Um, uh, Taught music video production and film production, taught a few different classes there for about 3 years. Brought Matt in as a guest speaker. I didn't even think he'd even respond to my email. This was years ago. And that's kind of where how our friendship bonded. He's really into me. He was definitely way into music videos more back in the day too. And he was my main mentor for years. Uh, it was like most of what I know as far as music videos was just kind of being a mentee under him for years. And that led into me realizing, oh, I can start a YouTube channel because no one's talking about music video production on YouTube. Tutorials on YouTube, it's like it's everyone.
This wasn't happening when you were doing this.
This was not a thing back in 2016, like specifically in post production, which is crazy to think about. We were one of the first YouTube channels to teach video editing, and we were transitioning from Final Cut Pro 7 to Premiere Pro, this huge schism. So there's like no tutorials on Premiere Pro. I don't know if you guys know Zach King, big social media guy. He had this thing called Final Cut King. He did like Final Cut tutorials. He was like one of the first people. Huge guy now. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to do the same thing that he did for Premiere. And that's kind of what started my YouTube channel, that idea, as far as even the idea of a YouTube tutorial. And so, yeah, my channel grew because we taught music video post-production, music video editing, VFX, which was not a thing back in the day, but is very much a thing now. I transitioned out of music videos just because I wasn't really making a lot of money near the end part of my career. It was really great kind of in the middle. Now I do advertising and definitely in the teaching game. I do a lot of consulting with a lot of big tech companies. I fly to Adobe twice a year minimum for consulting, and a lot of AI companies. I was just in Europe a couple months ago. I kind of have this circuit with a few different companies. Runway, if you guys heard of Runway. And so I'm kind of more in the consulting and teaching space, as well as still doing like freelance. I have a team that actually does production for clients.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. In our program, we talk about how important it is to understand adaptability and entrepreneurial mindset, right? And like all the things that you're describing is that like the music videos, for our youngins don't know that music videos used to drive people to buy music, and music videos was a big part of that the way the music industry was pushed. Like the imagery, and people were known for their music videos, which made you fall in love with an artist. And there were huge budgets. They were almost like movies, like Michael Jackson thrillers, and like those days are gone. right? Like they find other ways and they put the money into the TikTok and other things and
Yep.
other ways to try to capture it. So uh,
Yep.
someone like Josh who could have made a lot of money though doing those music videos and with those huge budgets, that's not happening. Are there still music videos? Sure, but it's not that same type of money. You have to be able to adapt and shift. And you can see Josh is able to use that knowledge, use that education, use that experience, go consult and help all these companies. But at the same time, he's got a team underneath him to do those productions when he still wants to do those creative juices and still produce. That's that entrepreneurial mindset, right? That's how
The
you
system builder.
that's how you're collecting it from all different ends. And
Yes.
that's the bigger picture. That's the entrepreneurial mindset that we talk about. I just want you guys to click in. That's it working. Continue on, Josh.
You hit the nail right on the head as far as being a system builder. You can't be a one-man band. If you want to scale whatever your idea is, your business ideas, you need to know how to bring people in and delegate, and build the right systems that can work when you're too busy doing something else. Or like that is crucial. That is very, very crucial. I love how you said that.
With the music videos, what were some of the music videos you worked on?
I don't know if you guys like Chris Brown. I was like a huge Chris Brown fan. So I worked on a few of his back in the day. It was about 10 years ago. The Royalty album. I I was a lead editor for one of those videos. So a little more. That I worked on a lot of the other videos as far as kind of behind the scenes, kind of like junior editing for those. Um, Sean Kingston, if you remember him, did one of those videos way back in the. That was kind of my first like celebrity video. Horrible experience. He hated us. He wasn't that nice of a person. Um,
I feel like he got his karma in the end though, right? Didn't he just get busted for like not
yeah,
paying
I
for
heard
a
about that.
TV?
Yeah, that's sad. That was sad. But
Yes,
man, we
yeah,
have some stories. Like you guys live in LA, you guys know what's up. But
yeah.
yeah, it's actually funny. I did a let's see what like big names. Like I worked kind of doing VFX for like random, like for the weekend for Tinashe, John Legend a little bit, kind of like behind the scenes, not really on a directing.
Right. But what's awesome is
Yeah,
you can once you have editing skills, once you know how to work on the software, the latest, this, that, you can those are transferable skills. That's the adaptability
yes,
as well.
yes,
And
yes,
another thing like you mentioned, you might not like one thing. Maybe it's maybe you start off doing music videos. Doesn't mean you have to do music videos till the end of time. You can
yeah.
parlay that into advertising, or maybe you get your foot in the door doing advertising, but it's advertising that leads you to documentaries that lead you to commercials, to whatever it is. We all have different ways, but um, no one goes
Developing
in
social
and
skills.
does exactly what it is in the end right away. It's very rare.
Yes, you have to. Two things I feel like I learned a little bit later in life, which I had known, which I wish I had known earlier, was like having good social skills and knowing how to adapt. Um, I did eventually have to adapt. I feel like there's so many like jumps I had to do where I feel like, dang, if I had kind of like adapted a little bit earlier, I could have been here, I could have done this, could have done that. Um, the cool thing is a lot of those adaptions happen due to my social relationships I had, whether it be mentors telling me, yo, you need to move into this. This is the AI is a huge thing right now. Hopefully you guys are looking into that. Generative AI. We're at, are all you guys creatives?
Everyone on this call is a creative in their own mind.
Okay.
There's
On some,
in
yeah.
some way, some are exploring voiceover, some want to be animators, movie makers, writers, just
Perfect.
musicians, creators, the next generation.
Perfect. I have the ability to just lock in. Like I just love to lock into certain things. I can spend hours. I'm literally doing this right now. I've been spending the last like couple of days. Just me and my wife checks in on me. Just like on like a certain like VFX project I've been doing. AI for a client, AI generated. You get it. I have to remind myself to step outside and talk to people. Like there are people I actually truly care about that that I'm like, I need to talk to. Those people are will be the people that will bring you in on like projects, like let you know like more information, like, hey, you need to work like you can't just hone in on a craft. You have to it's a holistic approach as far as living.
Let me break this down a little bit more because
Yeah.
you're talking to a group that can hyper focus just like you, who can get
Yeah.
locked in, and you know, uh, everyone on this call can relate.
Yeah.
So one of my questions later is going to be, how do you balance, being locked in and family, which we're kind of going into right now. Um,
Hmm.
we could talk about that right now, actually. Uh,
Yeah.
but the importance of reaching out to others, taking healthy walks, stepping away from it when you're not progressing. Um, how do you deal with not writer's block, but when indeed you're having that block, that mental block?
Okay. So I would say just having a core group of people that you've just locked into your mind, like, hey, these are my people. For me, I have a little bit easier now because I have my wife. My wife is brutally honest when I'm like not fleshing things out and like talking through things, communicating. Um, she can be like, she instantly like, oh, that workflow is not going to work. Like you need to focus more on this. I've been watching your content; it's getting boring. You need to kind of focus on this area. You need to talk to this person. You need to bring this person in to interview for your channel because he'd be able to help you and your audience. She's the one that helped me with this. I don't know if you guys can tell. This is like a background that's staged. It's supposed to look nice. Before it's just a blank wall. Like she built that up when we went to IKEA. It was this whole thing. Just trying to get my branding nice because I tend to
You
lack
can
in.
tell her I stamped the Mandalorian in the background. I give that a stamp of approval.
Yes, exactly. She had to, yeah, like make it
And the
personal.
plants, the feng shui. The wives
Yeah,
always know. They always know.
but yeah,
But
just
but you
have a
do need
core.
but you do need
Core.
someone, speaking on that note, who
Yeah.
can give you that constructive criticism, and someone
Yes.
who's brutally honest with you, who's not going to
Yeah.
cut around and tell you like, hey, that's not working. That
Yes.
like you
Accountability
want
partner.
somebody who's going to go, hey, that story, that's been done. That's called Scream 6. Like, get rid of it. Do something
Yes.
new.
And keep it simple. Like just in your head, like these are my four people that I'm going to pour the time I have, my social time into, and actually care about those people. And it'll be reciprocal as far it'll just make your life so much happier.
What I wanted to say was I want to jump into networking because you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned you can lock in, but you do have people that you care about, and you do need to remind yourself to reach out to people. And
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you are a sincere person. It's not like the BS, like, oh, I have to check in on so and so to see like what is the next project I can work on. That you sincerely want to check in on someone. Um, how important has networking been? And obviously, you talked about Matt being a mentor, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm a firm believer that in this business, when you do a good job and you have a solid name, that is the easiest way you're going to get the next job. Is someone is going to go, dude, have you worked with Josh? Man, that's who you need on
Mm-hmm.
your team. Talk me
Yeah.
through how important networking is, and how many jobs are past customers or like somebody going, yo, you need to work with Josh.
Networking has been everything. Every experience, every opportunity I've gotten has been through my network. I'm really bad at marketing. I'm actually trying to learn that a little bit better. yeah, that's been everything as far as just really kind people, especially at the beginning that kind of helped me out. Matt being probably, if not my number one, like the top three people that really kind of put me in a place where I am now. Uh, you asked, what was the question? The question was, how important is networking?
How important is networking? But more
Yeah.
importantly, a lot of times jobs come from somebody recommending, uh,
Yeah. So
recommending having worked with you, or somebody just a past somebody going like, "Yo, Josh did a great job for us on this project. Let's reach back out
yeah,
to Josh to work on this future thing we're doing."
be very humble too when you're interacting with people. This is something that just always wows me, especially in LA. I remember there's this guy. There's this. It was like my first big music video. It was like I remember we had like 100K budget, and I was like I had no idea what to do that much with that much money. So I brought Matt in, who was very used to that kind of. He was like, "Yo, bro, just like I remember even like getting this money, having to put it in the bank account, my business bank account, like just feeling like I was gonna get arrested, like holding. It was actually funny. They paid it all in cash, which is a bit sketch. Usually, but so it looked very. And I was freaking. I was like, that's a whole story, a whole other story. But uh, so there was a guy that came that did all of our BTS photography, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, Josh, I watch your YouTube channel. Love, this, that." And he was cool. And thank God that I just had the wherewithal to be like to be grateful. He's just a really cool guy. I didn't know him. Now we're really, really good friends, but at the time I didn't know him. Thank God I was like a jerk or whatever, because now this guy way more successful than I am. This guy's like shooting for Mr. Beast. He was like touring with Usher. Um, he massive guy. His name's Richie Films. You should check him out. He's been doing stuff forever, and he rose to that point not that long after that shoot, maybe in the 6 months. That's how LA is. It's crazy. Like you could be one level, you could be one thing, and you could be someone's boss, the person that you're working for. That's just people see how talented you are, and stuff just happens. And I remember just always thinking back to that because there's been a few other instances where stuff like that has happened, and I'm like, dang, you really. It's not only about networking, but it's about just being humble and treating everyone with respect. It doesn't matter whether you're talking to a PA, to whatever. Everyone has value intrinsically, regardless of how you think about it. But if you jump onto that train earlier than later, it's gonna help you out because he's helped me now with connections, like, and yeah,
100%. You never know who's going to be the boss in the end.
yeah,
That's so great. I want to share
yeah.
your reel real quick. Let me go
Okay.
ahead and share this. And I want you just to kind of walk me through it, and you tell me which one would be good to share. I want to make sure. Can everyone see the screen? Yes?
That's a good one. That one.
This one
It's a
right
bit
here?
fuzzy, but
Okay. Let's go for it.
watching videos on Zoom is
It's
always
doing the verify. Please continue. It's verifying. Is it verifying on my end to see if mine? Oh, there we go.
is it a bit fuzzy?
Maybe it will come out a little more clear once I hit play. Let's see.
That's Richie right there. I didn't realize that. That's Matt. You can see him. Just the same thing.
Okay. I was going to
Yeah.
say. All right, let me jump to the next one.
Cool.
We'll go
That's
back.
some cool little memories over there.
All right, we'll go right back to let me see. We'll go back to your page. Here we go. All right. What next?
Oh, I don't want to bore you guys. Maybe like you guys can check out that news. Actually, no, go to the Brisbane app. We'll watch that one and that'll be it's like 30 seconds.
Okay.
Let's watch that one and that'll be good. This is kind of like a fun experimental video we did that's like really short.
And keep your love for the champion, you the champ. I swear to God, man, you the champion, you the champ. I swear to God, in here, you the champ. And you the moose, now I got champion, you the champ. And you the man, you the champion, you the champ. I swear to God, man, you the champion, you the champ. I swear to God, in here, you the champ. And you the moose, now I got champion, you the champ. And you the man.
Super cool visual effects. Let's get into that because I know you're into what's the secret with the effects? Like that's super
Yeah. Masking.
cool, right? Like that's eye catching. What is
Yeah.
that a program? Is that something that you focus in on? Tell me about it.
Yeah. So that video we shot in an abandoned jail in Brisbane, Australia. And the jail had different like backgrounds that we could like shoot against. And so we brought a chair and we had him do the exact same moves in front of every background. And then the last background was his garage actually. And then we used this thing called masking in After Effects, which basically just cuts like holes in one layer, one footage. And then when you look through the other footage behind him, he's doing the exact same movement. So he seemingly stays the same as the background changes, and you can kind of cut and animate what background you want to reveal. And using something called masking, and then you can keyframe those mask paths. If that makes sense in After Effects. And it's actually not that confusing.
It's super dope. It looks really, really, really cool. So you're still doing music videos. If someone comes in and reaches out to you, you'll rock out a music video.
Yeah, that's always been an interesting thing where it's like budget is always the thing. I feel like the music industry has even less money now. I still do music videos, but it's funny. I always say I either do music videos for free because maybe it's a good tutorial I can put on the YouTube channel, or I have to charge full price.
Okay. Let's talk about your YouTube tutorial. I got that up right now. Let me share that.
Yeah.
Talk me through. So 500,000 subscribers. You got educational, you got effects tutorial, how to shoot music videos. I was talking about that earlier with you, pop out 3D effects. I was watching this earlier. And this is kind of like where you're bringing somebody on your show.
Yeah. I mean, without boring you guys, for you guys watching the whole tutorial, put simply, we mainly work in the Adobe Creative Suite. So that's Premiere Pro and After Effects. With generative AI, we've been adding on some AI workflows, which have been crazy. We have this huge masterclass I've been working on for the last like 2 weeks, where we're going to finally kind of break the AI workflows onto the YouTube channel. We've been doing it on Instagram for a minute. That is a whole new world. If I could just say to any of you guys, if you guys have ever thought about starting a YouTube channel, this is the time to do it. Don't feel like, oh, everyone's done it now, the market's too flooded. Every one of you guys start a YouTube channel and get into the education space. The education space is the place where, like I say, your value proposition is that it's just so apparent. So it's easy to gain followers. When you're starting a YouTube channel, you're not starting a YouTube channel because you're awesome and because people want to know about you. It's like people are going onto YouTube to either be entertained, inspired, they want to learn something. So you always have to have the audience in mind. And when you're teaching tutorials specifically, like it's so easy for people to get, okay, I want to subscribe because this person's teaching me this, you know. Um, there's always space in the education space. And AI is crazy because there's always new content to cover. Every week there's something new happening. New AI, generative, image models, video models coming out. So that's kind of been our next push. Our YouTube channel grew because there was a vacuum in the market as far as just video editing in general, specifically music video editing, like stuff like speed ramps and stuff that we take for granted. None of that was being covered. The new frontier as far as education content, specifically in the post-production space, is generative AI. But if you have no interest in video editing, post-production, AI, you guys all have your own things created in the creative world, maybe other things that you're interested in. Uh, teaching it on YouTube is something that you should definitely consider. If you guys have any questions as far as that, let me know as well, either now or later.
I think, just speaking on that, Josh, when you teach something, you even learn it, you become a master of the craft. You're learning it more. You
Yeah,
learn more too when you're teaching it.
and
So
being
doing it
enthusiast.
on YouTube is genius.
Don't feel like you have to be the expert all the time. That was my main issue at the beginning. Oh, I felt like I have to be an expert. You are always going to be an expert on certain things, but if you come at stuff like I'm an expert on some things, and for other things, I'm more of an enthusiast where I can learn with my audience. I can bring a veteran in the industry. I can bring Matt Alonso in to talk about, you know, how to do 100K budgets all the time. You know, like there's so much. You can cover anything that you want on YouTube in the education space, but just think of it like be exciting, be an enthusiast about it. Like say, hey, for this thing, I don't really know a lot about this one thing. Let's bring someone else in. Let's discover it together.
I
And
think
there's a lot.
100%, Josh, like what you're
Yeah.
saying with this one right here, the pop out 3D effect on Instagram, where you're bringing someone in to talk about what
Yeah.
he's doing, where he's releasing one a week and he's kind of giving out his secret on,
Yep.
his fourth dimension. Like, as you're saying, you're not the master of that, but bring someone who has mastered that craft and learn with them. But 178,000 people have benefited and enjoyed that art form. So
Yeah.
100%.
No reason to not start a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Don't feel like, oh, I need to get to a certain spot in my own knowledge before I
I'm
can
so
start.
glad you said that, Josh, because we're always waiting. Like there's always that when I'm ready, when I'm ready. Like, no, get it out now. And what a perfect time and being stamped by you. Your creative
Yeah.
collective, are all of these people people that you've worked with? Are these people from Adobe? Talk me through that.
No, those are just my friends.
Oh, okay.
We need to update that a little bit. Like it's actually funny. So I started my YouTube channel just by myself. I realized I reached a ceiling where I was like, okay, I've covered a lot of what I know. I want to get into more deep VFX, like you're talking. So I'm gonna bring people in as kind of my team, but I'm only gonna bring someone in that is an extremely talented expert in something that I know nothing about, but still within the post production realm. And so each one of those people are experts in very specific things as far as audio production, VFX.
Got it. Like this guy's got
So
all premiere stuff and
Dave is amazing. Yeah.
tutorials. K-pop tutorial. Just it's laid out. It's laid out quite well. Tell me a time, Josh, where you said yes to an opportunity that maybe you didn't want to do. You were like, all right, I'll do it. And it led to just like an amazing opportunity on the other side. Maybe you went to a party you didn't want to go to, and you met someone who
That's a good question.
And then you got a job out of it, or you met someone.
That's a good question. Something that I didn't want to do that ended up. Trying to think of specific things. One thing, I think this will answer the question, and Matt actually taught me this too. I remember when I first got into the industry, post-production, I wanted to only do cool things. I only wanted to do like music videos with big artists. I only wanted to do like work with like celebrities, big influencers. And Matt told me, hey, you know what, Josh, the secret to this is the real money's made through the boring projects. So like if you have like a really dope corporate gig, to be honest, they have the money. Like these glamorous projects all the time, you're not getting paid. And I almost didn't believe him at first, and then I started digging in. And I'm like, oh dang, that's true. Like, because it's like it makes sense. Like we live in a free market, and people are gonna pay for the boring things that no one else wants to do, and pay more, right? So if you have a dope corporate like gig as far as a creative, whether you're doing photography, design, video editing, and somehow you're able to actually make it like interesting. Maybe you have your music video background that's able to like spruce things up, make edits different than like what most people would be doing. People will pay blue coat. They'll pay more for that than a lot of labels as far as the music video industry.
What advice do you give to young individuals who want to be where you are now with everything that they have access to? So when you started, didn't necessarily have all of these different platforms, or maybe they did and weren't used in certain ways. What advice do you give to this generation right now that are starting college or leaving college, are right in the middle of college and can make transitions, but want to be in this industry, want to be making videos, want to be behind the camera?
My advice is take advantage of the time that you live in, because you have the whole world at your fingertips. Like education is free and available in a way that did not exist 15 years ago, 20 years ago. You can learn anything that you want. Before it was like, oh, the internet exists. You can learn anything that you want. Now it's like, you can have, a lot of these language models teach you anything. ChatGPT, like everything is available. It's crazy. Go on Perplexity, take advantage of take advantage of the opportunity that you have, but then have good time management to actually learn things every day. Don't get stuck just playing video games, wasting time, having hobbies that aren't really furthering any life skills or career skills that may help you long run. And then have a holistic approach as far as if you're a creative, don't just be a creative. A lot of the time as a creative, we're focused on top of the funnel content. If you guys don't know marketing funnels, like you are a creative. The way to make money as a creative is to work with people, work with businesses to help push their product or service, probably using your creative skill. It's a creative video. That video most likely is going to be the top of funnel, meaning a marketing funnel. It's going to bring eyes in. Once those eyes are captured, it's going to go through a funnel or like a process of like links and different marketing techniques to hopefully eventually get to a conversion, meaning people actually click buy because they were impressed by this video. A lot of the time we focus on just top of the funnel, how to make a good video. You need to learn more aspects, holistic approach. You learn how to build a website, how to, run ads, how to make your video so it's optimized for a certain industry so that it converts. Don't just focus on making a beautiful video, focus on a video that actually, gives good ROI, like it's engaging. That there's so much more to learn than you think, and just be aware of that and schedule your time to learn things maybe a little bit out of what your core interest is. My interest isn't really marketing on that, as far as that type of marketing. My interest is marketing as far as where creative relates to marketing, but you got to learn everything if you want to actually earn a solid living and future proof your career path.
Okay. Last two questions. Mantra. Is there a mantra that you find yourself saying daily? Maybe one that keeps you focused, positive, anything comes to mind?
Everything is reverse engineerable. It doesn't matter. As a creative, you look at some like really awesome things and you're like, dang, I'm never going to be able to I'm like that. There is nothing definable or something like there's almost this a magical, there's something magical about this where this could not be recreated by someone as lowly as myself. But everything that's beautiful, every beautiful work of art can be reverse engineered into learnable processes. Learn those tools, learn the processes, and you're golden. That's
I
all you got
love
to do.
that. I love that.
Yeah.
That's super dope. Last question. Biggest piece of advice you would give to your younger self with all that you've experienced in life?
Um, Biggest advice would be um um what's the term? I'm trying to think of a certain term. Um it's called like delayed gratification or delayed what's it called? You guys help me? What's the delayed instead of just always wanting what is the word?
The
Basically
instant gratification?
the opposite of that basically.
The
So like
opposite.
so uh don't always feel like you need something because you want it right now. Kind of have the mentality that, hey, I'm going to, I'm not going to just start this business. I'm not going to, I'm going to, I'm going to just practice time management, create a process, create a system so that when things start going, there's a lasting vision behind it. I can't think right now, but but like, don't just jump into things. Um, yeah,
You're very strategic
be
and
strategic at
calculated.
things.
You
Yeah,
have to be strategic and calculated in every move. You can hear it
don't
on
make
how
rash
you think about
decisions.
your marketing and how you're everything. I mean, that's how you see the bigger picture, right? Like,
That's
uh,
good.
your advice is phenomenal, Josh. I'm so glad we were able to connect. I want to open it up for questions. We got a little time here. Let's do it. Presley, go for it. I see your first hand.
Um, this is something, and this is true on Josh, when I first started editing, I started off with it's a very long story, but I'll make this quick. So, I started off with Windows Movie Maker for my PC, and then I switched to a Mac, then I got iMovie, then I got Final Cut Pro, and I also added Apple Motion to it. But now I have Adobe Creative Cloud too. I have Premiere Pro and After Effects and Photoshop. So, and which is great, because it's not like, oh, one of them is the best. Like, oh, this software is better. No, this one's software is better. Like, I can, when I'm editing, sometimes I like to share one another. So that way they can have the credit for a project, if it's a commercial, music video, movie, music video, short film, anything. So,
Hmm.
and I was just wondering, what is the best piece of advice for that type of editing software, like you're really like which software is the best recommended, when you're editing a movie?
Hmm. That's a really good question. Like, my bias is always towards the creative suite, like kind of like you probably. I've learned DaVinci as well. DaVinci Resolve is really good. I hate it for VFX. That's really cool. I had forgotten about Apple Motion. I used Apple Motion too way back in the day. Then I switched to After Effects. DaVinci has a very node based If Fusion, I don't really like Fusion. This won't be a DaVinci bashing session. It's very easy to fall into that sometimes. But the correct answer is to say that just use what works and use what you use. I guess that's true. I love the Creative Suite. There's so much that Adobe can work on that we've been working with them over the past couple of years. It's been crazy. These last 3 years has been wild. So many things behind the scenes that they see everything. We had the crashes that happened, for years, stability and crash issues, color is a bit, there's been a lot of things, right? But I have my biggest hope for Adobe over a lot of these other companies, just because there's so much money at Adobe and there's so much passion to get things right. If I were to throw my weight behind something as far as what I'd invest in, as far as it's Adobe. It's funny. You have to think, okay, I'm going to spend time learning a new NLE, and hopefully they're going to be what people are using in 5 years. If that answers your question, I would stick with the Creative Suite for now. But AI workflows, their company's Hicksfield, Free Pick. Please do not sleep on these things. These are going to be the new CGI, the new VFX in so many different realms. They're going to actually replace. People don't believe, but it's so obvious now with some of these new models. We're going to start replacing the camera on a lot of these new photorealistic workflows that are existing very soon. Look at the new CDance 2 that just came out. You're about to come out.
Josh knows all the good stuff that's right around the corner. I can only imagine. Josh, I'm gonna have to take you out for a meal. I want to hear all the good stuff offline. All right. Any other hands? Do I see other hands? Is there another hand? All right, I'm gonna go to closing. Josh, first of all, I want to thank you for coming in clutch last minute, and what a pleasure it was. We're gonna have to chop it up offline and figure out how we know each other, because I know our circles are intertwined. But what great advice you shared tonight, right? Guys, seeing the big picture, seeing how you can use your education, figure out exactly what it is you want to do, being adaptable, moving with the industry as it shifts, as it moves, being on the forefront of the educational side, being on the forefront of the technology, the AI, the technology, all of it, right? You're talking to someone who is in it. So, Josh, I want to wish you continued success in everything you're doing. Right. Continue to push it forward, and I will be reaching out to you for sure in the near future. So, definitely. Josh, tell the wife she did a good job on the background too.
Will do. And if any of you guys have any questions, feel free to add me on Instagram. I'll add you guys right back, and feel free to hit me up.
Perfect.
As well.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight on Breaking the Biz. Peace out, everyone.
As we conclude another enriching episode, we hope you found inspiration in the stories shared today. Let's take a moment to honor Yes I Can's role in bringing Breaking the Biz to life. Yes I Can's commitment to empowering young people with disabilities through education, advocacy, and mentorship shines brightly, paving paths of opportunity and dialogue. This podcast celebrates the organization's dedication to nurturing talent and facilitating impactful discussions. Breaking the Biz is more than a podcast. It's a part of Yes I Can's broader mission to amplify voices, dismantle barriers, and craft a world that's more inclusive and accessible for everyone. Each episode is a chapter in our shared narrative of progress, education, and empowerment, driven by the spirit of Yes I Can. Thank you for spending your time with us on Breaking the Biz. Continue to challenge the status quo and share stories that resonate. Until our paths cross again, let's keep transforming aspirations into achievements and infuse every endeavor with optimism. Here's to advancing the landscape of the entertainment industry, one episode at a time. I'm your host, William Felber. See you next time.